Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to be showing you me taming my Roborowski dwarf tater tot. So the first couple days of taming her, I did go with feeding her treats and things like that to get her used to my hand and everything. I would give her just seeds from the seed mix and I would put them on my hand, or I would either hand them to her. Now when I put them on my hand, she was not very comfortable enough to go directly on my hand, but she would sit very close to my hand and eat the sunflower seed or whatever seed that I had near. She was still very wary of my hand and its movements though. I also did this every day, every single day that I have been taming her, so that she kind of got used to it as a routine. I think that's one of the most important steps when taming any type of hamster, is to make a routine when taming them, so that they know every morning they're going to receive a treat of some type or something like that. And as you can see in this clip, she actually goes to nibble my hand, and I actually kind of jerk my hand a little bit. She doesn't really nibble that much. That was probably the first time she's ever nibbled or tried to bite me, but I think it was just a more curious one. For the next couple of days, I do continue this routine, of course, so that she is used to it and she kind of expects it. And she does get a little bit more comfortable with me every single time that I do this and give her some of the seed mix on my hand. After the first couple of days of just feeding her the seed mix, I do decide to do some bathtub bonding. To take her out of her cage, I did use a tube and then put her into her carrier, which then goes into the bathtub with a blanket, and I just tried to basically practice cupping her. I had lots and lots of the seed mix and treats so that she could be comfortable and sit on my hand and eat the food. I also made sure to practice getting her on my hands and lifting her up so she knows what that feeling feels like. I was actually really surprised at how fast she was learning that my hands aren't necessarily a bad thing or something to be frightened about. She actually is very curious and wants to go on your hands. I think it's because she thinks I always have food now, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It also started to get to the point where I was doing this as a routine, and she would hear when the doors would open and she would pop her head out because she would be ready for those seeds that I was going to give her. So then I decided to try out a playpen with her, and I didn't really like this method for her just because she did seem very timid about it and she was kind of nervous, probably because of how big and empty the space is. As you can see, she does want the treat, but she's very, very nervous or timid about it. She does end up taking it. Once I put a blanket in the playpen, she did kind of get a little bit better. And once I was sitting in the playpen, she definitely was a lot more comfortable. I think it was because there was less of an open space, which she was a lot better with. And then of course, every single day I do the same thing. When I open up the cage, I have food on my hand so that she can climb on and she can eat the food. I also usually use the time when she climbs onto my hand to put her into the carrier, so then we can go upstairs to the bathtub to start the bathtub bonding time. She also does let me take her out of the carrier, which is nice as well. Tater Tot really has warmed up to me a lot. She still isn't into petting as much. I think that's fine. She does let me pet her a little. As you can see, she's a little like meh about it. She doesn't really want to be pet, which we are still practicing. I guess she doesn't like the feeling of something touching her back, which she is a prey animal, so I don't blame her, but she is getting slowly used to it. And she also likes to climb all over my legs and everything. She also is kind of obsessed with my hands, and she will climb around them for like a long amount of time. It's kind of funny. She just goes around in circles climbing on them. It's actually really funny. And here, as you can see, she is getting better with being pet. She is letting me pet her with my thumb, and she's not actually flinching or trying to move away as much. So she is getting better with being pet. So that is basically what I have been doing with Tater Tot for the last couple of days and things like that. I've just been making it a routine and practicing. She is a very fun hamster, and I hope maybe this can help some people who also have Roboroskis to help maybe tame them as well. So yeah guys, thanks for watching. Bye!